Isaac blesses Jacob. Shouldn't it have been Esau the firstborn? I am Ronald. Welcome to Bible Talk. In Acts 17:11, Luke praised the Bereans who did this. He says, "Now the Berean Jews were of more noble character than those in Thessalonica, for they received the message with great eagerness and examined the scriptures every day to see if what Paul said was true." Please do the same with me. I am not the final word on the scriptures or on anything for that matter. While I share what I've learned from reading and studying the Bible, I may have gotten some things wrong. So continue to turn to scripture for the final word. Thank you. Now, a couple points from chapter 26 before I move on. God appeared to Isaac as he did to Abraham, and then, right after God's promise, Isaac starts lying. He tells the same lie that his father Abraham did about his wife being his sister. Then, God appears to Isaac again at the very first well that his father Abraham had taken possession of back in chapter 21. And again promises him to bless him and multiply him. And this promise, which was initially for Isaac's father, Abraham, must be extended through Isaac because he is the child of promise, the only child of Abraham and Sarah. Then a few exchanges at a few wells take place that they had been filled when Abraham died. And then ultimately after the third one, they didn't quarrel over this one. So he named it Rehoboth, saying, "For now the Lord has made room for us both, and we shall be fruitful in the land." Then through a whole tangled mess of sin, God accomplishes his purpose to that end. Esau's impatience and Jacob's scheming result in a transferred birthright usually bestowed on the firstborn, signaling the inheritance and prominence. Now I want to point out that this isn't just a one-off situation for God. It has started to become a theme in Scripture. First, the offer of Abel, the younger child, was accepted while Cain, the firstborn, was not. Isaac, Abraham's second son, got the promises that normally would have gone to Ishmael, the firstborn, and again here with Jacob and Esau. Now chapter 27 begins with Isaac's blessing Jacob. Verse 1 through 4. "Now it came to pass, when Isaac was old, and his eyes were so dim that he could not see, that he called Esau his older son, and said to him, 'My son.' And he answered him, 'Here I am.' Then he said, 'Behold, now I am old. I do not know the day of my death. Now therefore, please take your weapons, your quiver and your bow, and go out to the field and hunt game for me, and make me savory food, such as I love, and bring it to me that I may eat, and that my soul may bless you before I die.' Now Isaac believed that his time had come to die. This was the last will and testament, a sort of way of settling his affairs. His old age was evident because of his weakened eyesight. Now Rebekah overhears Isaac telling this to Esau and contrives a plan to allow Jacob to get up the blessing that would have gone to the firstborn. Now Jacob is true to his name, trickster or scoundrel. He was happy to follow with this plan. His only concern was whether they would succeed. Once Jacob overcame his fear of getting caught in this deception, he was ready to carry it out, and Rebekah manipulated both Isaac and Jacob, but Jacob was willing. Now the four of them, Isaac, Rebekah, Jacob, Esau, they did not trust each other or the Lord. They schemed and plotted against each other and against God. The worst aspect is that they seem to regard the blessing as magical, detached from God's wisdom and will. The blessing will only be carried out for the person God intended it for. Sometimes it's difficult to discern a lie, and whether a statement is a sin or not depends on the question of intent. And at other times, like in this situation, Jacob clearly lied to his father, so it wasn't hard to see. Verse 30 to 32, Esau discovers Jacob's deception. He cries out with an exceedingly great and bitter cry and says to his father, "Bless me, even me also, O my father." But in verse 39 to 40, we see that Isaac answered him, but not in the way that Esau had hoped. The blessing was done, and all he could offer Esau was a prayer or wish for prosperity. Now he maintained the words to Jacob and replaced them with, "Be Lord over your brothers," with, "You shall serve your brothers," verse 29 and 40. Now this secondary blessing was not and could not undo the first one. Esau's somewhat spiritual concern for his father's blessing quickly disappeared into a bitter hatred for his brother Jacob, a hatred that also had a murderous intent. Esau planned to kill Jacob as soon as Isaac died, and this was a comfort to Esau. Now, revenge is comfort to those who feel that they have been wronged, like Esau, but things would not work out as Esau had hoped or planned. He vowed to kill his brother after the death of his father, thinking that it would happen soon. Yet Isaac lived much longer, perhaps another 43 years. When Rebekah learned of Esau's plan, she sent him, Jacob, to live with her brother Laban in Haran until everything calmed down. Then she said, I'll send for you. Chapter 28, Isaac confirmed to Jacob that he must not take a wife from the Canaanite woman, that he must take a wife from one of Laban's daughters, his mother's brother. Esau saw that Isaac had blessed Jacob and sent him away to take a wife, and that he must not take a wife from the Canaanites. So what did he do? When he sees that the Canaanite woman did not please Isaac his father, Esau goes to Ishmael, and besides the wives he already had, he also marries Mahalath, the daughter of Ishmael, Abraham's son. Now, does anyone ever do opposite of what their parents told them to do? I'm going to leave it here for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, and God bless.